He always makes us feel so well. So stay with us now. It's Mark from Stay Well. How are we?
I'm really well, thank you. And you did an amazing job. Without cue cards, you'd rattle off all
I
the
know,
information.
there's no auto cue here, love.
Oh,
no, tell you what,
stuff.
it's just, just go like that.
Yeah.
Probiotics. For
Probiotics.
those that don't know, they're imperative.
Well, there's roughly between 3 and 4.5 kilos of bacteria in your intestine. And without them, you're not going to digest your food. There's bacteria all over your skin, not keeping out all the other bad guys. And actually, would you believe, you're actually only 10% human. There are...
Well, actually, I'm fair to say, some days I do feel like that, my friend.
There are 10 times the bacterial cells in and on your body than there are human cells. Okay, so we have to look after these guys. It's really, really important. And, you know, we become so super obsessed about, you know, cleaning our hands, killing 99.9% of germs. It's not necessarily a good idea, but also when we're killing all those bugs inside us, with winter at the moment, we're also wiping away all the good guys. And so what we tend to, what my best suggestion is we think about these guys as the carpet of our house. And if you rip up the carpet and you have bare floorboards, you're eventually going to have some issues. And it's the same as our intestine. So if you're having antibiotics, then you take those during the day, rip up the carpet, and then at night time when you go to bed, take the probiotics and relay that carpet. Sure, you're going to rip them up the next day and then relay them at night, but if you don't take that action, it's going to take up to 3 months for your natural bacteria to regrow. And in the meantime, you're going to get all the squatters and hillbillies coming in there and creating further infections.
You're so colourful, aren't you?
Yeah, well, how many people do you know who say, I got an infection, I got an antibiotic, then I got sick again? Or I got an antibiotic, I got thrush, or I got diarrhoea. That's actually your body saying, you've actually changed the balance in our bodies, and we're in trouble and we need help. And so one of the best ways, rather than taking Imodium or these chemical corks, is to relay those carpet tracks in your intestine. Plus, you're not going to absorb your nutrients in your food, because while you might chew it up in your mouth and wash it up in your stomach, it gets into your intestine, and it's only there that the bacteria are able to process it and get the food into your bodies.
So it's the underlay.
Absolutely, underlay and the fluffy Axminster as well.
Right.
Yeah, it's the whole bit.
So when we if we get a script for antibiotics and we go along to Stay Well to get a prescription, we should be picking that up at the same time.
Well, we will always ask you at Stay Well, but don't wait to get the thrush or the diarrhoea. It's too late then. And we get people saying, well, actually, I'm okay. Well, I'm sorry, you may feel okay, you may look okay on the outside, but inside there's a war going on, and you need to regroup with the armies and stack the odds in your favour. But even more importantly than that, there are now probiotics they've shown that play a role in diabetes. Only 40% of people who are really severely overweight are getting diabetes. So 60% who are skinny like you and I are getting diabetes, and they're now finding that the bacteria in our intestine play a role in that. We've got products like the Eczema Shield here. They've found that kids who are born from mums who get eczema, or if mothers want to try and prevent their babies from getting eczema, or they get eczema themselves, there are bacteria in your gut that can actually produce anti-inflammatory components to fight the eczema or the psoriasis, as well as, obviously, you've got to look at your diet. People with irritable bowel syndrome, 25% of people that get an acute, so that's like a one-off food poisoning, 25% of them go on to have permanent IBS, irritable bowel. And a big chunk of that is because the bacteria in their intestine have been changed, because the composition's been changed. They've got them being shifted to other areas. We've got, obviously, if you go overseas, we've got a brilliant product called Travel Bug. It's actually not a bacteria, it's a yeast, and it goes through your intestine and beats up all the things that shouldn't be there, and ensures that they don't stay there, because it really is about a war. It's about maintaining that balance between the good guys and the bad guys, right from the mouth right the way through to the other end.
So should we be taking it, if we are going away on holiday, and it's a great suggestion, should we start introducing it before we actually get on the plane.
Look, I think everybody should take a probiotic, even if you took it once or twice a week, just anyway. But sure, when you're going overseas, if you're planning to get stuck into these, but come and talk to us perhaps about what's the right one for you, because as you can see, there's different products for different uses, and it's but don't bother with those yogurts. They're an absolute waste of time. If they were any good, I would sell them. But one capsule of these is worth 25 tubs of yogurt per day. So, you know, you need to talk in tens of billions, not in hundreds of millions.
Great.
So make sure you come and see us.
Good on you. Thanks, Mark. I love it. And just on a sideline, I was in a Stay Well Pharmacy the other day. They have the best hot water bottles. I just have to give a plug, so just too cool. Stay Well Pharmacy, 27 Sheens Road in Hornby. Live well, stay well. Phone 03 349 8785, staywell.co.nz.